I've watched Ventura County sellers light $50,000 on fire right before they list. I'm talking full kitchen remodels that the buyer rips out 6 months later. Most pre-sale repairs are what I like to call negative equity events. You spend $1 and you get 60 to 80 cents back. The smartest sellers in Ventura County don't fix everything. They fix the right things. And today I'm going to walk you through the top 10 money wasters I've seen in escrow after escrow. So listen, you look around your house and you see flaws. You naturally think, if I fix this, I can ask for more money. But pretty photos and upgrades don't sell your home. The price does. In Ventura County, buyers are already stretched thin by interest rates. They aren't looking for your vision. They're looking for a house that won't cost them another $100,000 in repairs. Smart sellers know that most repairs are negative equity events. That means you spend $1 and you're lucky to get that 80 cents back when you sell. These 10 money wasters come straight out of what I've seen in Moorpark, Simi Valley, Thousand Oaks, and Ventura alike. And I'm going to run through all of them right now. All right, number one is the major kitchen remodel. This one literally gives you 50 cents on the dollar, no matter how much it looks like HGTV fantasy with granite countertops and the whole 9 yards. But you're only seeing maybe 60 cents back. And your tastes are not necessarily the buyer's tastes. You pick the Tuscan tile because you saw it in a magazine, and the buyer wants a modern farmhouse. You spent $10,000 making your kitchen look like an Olive Garden. If you must do something, paint the cabinets for $200 and swap out the hardware for another $50 to $100. Deep clean the grout, you just save yourself $49,650. Use that on your next payment, not a backsplash that's going to be ripped out 6 months later. And that leads me right into number two, the half-baked DIY. I call this the iceberg effect. You watch a quick YouTube video and suddenly you think you are a licensed plumber. I know because I've done this myself. Now you have a mismatched faucet, sink, and a serious identity crisis that scares everybody that walks into that bathroom. When buyers see janky repairs, they start to wonder, if what I can see is bad, how much danger is lurking right behind the surface? Buyers here are already nervous about hillside homes and older construction. Bad DIY confirms their worst fears. If you can't do it like a pro, just don't touch it. A dated faucet that actually works is better than one that sprays all over the ceiling. Now, number three is when you get emotional about the floors. Unless your carpet looks like a crime scene, do not replace it. Buyers are going to jump in and rip it out anyway, so don't even bother. If there's hardwood underneath, just rip out the carpets because scratched, worn hardwood beats mediocre carpet every single time. Hardwood says investment, carpet screams chore. In Ventura County, these older homes in Moorpark and Simi Valley have hardwood floors lurking right underneath those worn carpets. Let the buyers find that treasure. All right, number four is the roof. This one is a panic spot for everybody, buyers and sellers alike. But unless it's actively leaking on your dinner table, don't spend tens of thousands of dollars to fix it. The ninja move here is to get 3 written estimates from vetted local roofers, print them out, and have them lying on your countertop for when people walk through anytime. When a buyer says that roof looks old, probably $40,000 to fix, you can just point right to that stack of estimates and tell them, nope, I've got an $18,000 estimate from a vetted pro right here. And we can credit that at closing with the right offer. You just took the ammunition of negotiations right out of their hands. That's chess, not checkers. In older neighborhoods around Moorpark and Thousand Oaks, mature roofs are common. Use that quote stack and make the right negotiating move. That leads me right into number 5, concrete. Demolition of a driveway can easily cost north of $15,000. And that's a serious amount of money you should be putting into your own pocket, not the contractors. So why even dream of doing this? Buyers don't care about cracks, and they care about tripping hazards and getting sued. Rent a power washer for $50. It's like Botox for the concrete. And if there's a jagged trip hazard, pay some guy $150 to grind that smooth. Save the $14,000. Ventura County driveways take a beating from the summer heat and the occasional rain, but that doesn't mean you replace them when a simple cleaning and grinding fixes the problem. Now, number 6 is where window salesmen love to terrify you. They'll show you graphs and energy savings and how these windows are going to save you all this money over their lifetime. But here's what they never tell you. The problem is when you are selling. If you're buying the windows today and you're selling tomorrow, you won't be able to take any advantage of that collected savings on energy costs. The next owner gets all the benefits and you get to just fork all that money right out of your bank account. And vinyl window returns about 67 cents on the dollar. Even if you get an active buyer, you're just not going to get the money back that you put into them. It's not worth it. Unless your windows are broken, won't open, or are cracked, don't replace them. Functional old windows aren't a deal killer here. Along those lines, number 7 is landscaping. And this one's especially big in Ventura County because of fire zones and other natural hazards. Outdoor kitchens, stone retaining walls, imported Japanese maples. You think resort, but the buyer sees chores. Fire-safe landscaping requirements matter more than being pretty. Buyers in Moorpark and Simi Valley are thinking about defensible space and brush clearance, not your fancy outdoor pizza oven. Elaborate landscaping can cost $5,000 to $25,000, and you don't get a penny of that back when you sell. Do some sweat equity by mowing the lawn every week and trimming the bushes yourself. Make it look maintained, but not high maintenance. Here's the secret weapon: mulch. Seriously, $100 of mulch can make any flower bed look amazing. It may be a short-term fix, but it looks good for showings. All right, number 8 is the front door. And this one needs some serious nuance because everybody online talks about curb appeal like it's the golden rule. And don't get me wrong, I like curb appeal too. Curb appeal matters, but you'll read that entry doors have huge return. They don't necessarily have huge returns. There's more to the story. That return only applies when you're replacing a door that's actually damaged. If your door is solid, replacing it is burning money to impress people who'll repaint it anyway. Don't replace it, paint it for $50 and buy modern fixtures for the door. That's a facelift, and instead of a full transplant. In neighborhoods like these, smart curb appeal wins every time. Number 9 is window coverings. It always makes me shake my head. Buying new blinds for every room is silly. Buyers will replace them anyway. One seller loved her green velvet curtains, but buyers looked at those like they were part of a funeral home. Just remove the dated treatments entirely. Patch the nail holes, and for $10, you've got lots of light in the room. Leave those windows bare because bright rooms sell faster. Dated curtains make rooms feel old and small. Pull back those curtains and let the light in, and leave the 80s where it belongs, in the 80s. And here we are at number 10, where people build a castle in a cottage neighborhood. Don't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars turning your quaint home into a 4,000 square foot masterpiece where every other house in the neighborhood is just a cottage and much more modest. The appraisal will murder your hopes and dreams when it comes down to the end of escrow. Banks lend based on comparable sales, so if every house on your street sold for around $250,000 less, you're just not going to get that money back because you dumped 6 figures into renovations and the appraisers just don't care. In Ventura County's older neighborhoods, especially pockets of Simi Valley and older Ventura, where mid-century ranch dominate, this is the worst investment decision. You can't out-renovate your comps, so don't even try. But look, I'm not just going to leave you with a list of nevers without giving you something useful. Buyers fear hidden monthly expenses. Pull your last 12 months of utility bills and do a 20-minute audit. If your bills are low, show them off. Print a graph that shows what your utilities were for the last month and set it right next to those roofing estimates. Say something like, hey, these are our average electric bills here in the last 12 months, and I want to make sure that you understand this house is going to be efficient for you. That's a piece of marketing gold in California, where energy is a huge expense for buyers. It costs nothing to put together, and it works. Selling today isn't about being cheap or cutting corners. It's about being smart. Skip those ego projects that just burn money. Stop letting Home Depot turn your home sale into their quarterly earnings report. Give me a comment and tell me your thoughts. See any mistakes? Business sense, common sense, and being that uncommon realtor. So let's get to work. Also, if you're looking for my seller's workbook, that's right below. You just click the link and you can get that for free. That'll give you all the guidelines on how to make this happen for you.